Master Up Podcast, episode 220.
220.
Say what's up to the crowd with our glove hand side.
Hello. Hello, world.
That's it. Don't let anybody know that we only got one pair of gloves. So
Nobody will know. How will they? What the fuck?
How will they know?
How will they know?
Don't know. How will they know?
How they're never gonna know.
No. So yes, Master Up Podcast, episode 220. We are back. Happy Halloween, and as you can see, we got the costumes going. Berto, say what's up.
It's a me, Berto.
What does Luigi say? Does he talk? Is he like a mute?
You got to put the mic in front of your face. Luigi's not saying anything if the people can't hear you.
Luigi said nothing the whole entire time I'm here. Wait a minute. Mastodon Podcast episode 220. It's that kind of day. We were preoccupied. What a rookie move.
Dude, there was a lot of things going on in the background, a lot of decisions being made right before you guys got here. Who's going to be Mario? Who's going to be Luigi? What are we going to do? We only got one pair of gloves. Obviously, we ironed it all out. But, some things fall off on the wayside, and having a microphone in front of your face isn't always number one priority, So I don't fault you at all. What was your original question?
My original question was...
it's Halloween. It's coming up.
Yes, it's Halloween, but I'm just going to jump right into it. Master Up Podcast episode 220. Make sure we apologize, first of all, for being a few minutes late. But... yes, please, guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that if you are watching this live on TV, well, is it TV? Live on the internet right here on YouTube, that you guys participate in the chat. That's our favorite part. Happy Halloween. I hope you guys have fun this week. And make sure that, if you can't watch the video version here on YouTube or watch it live during the live stream, make sure that you guys listen up, because Berto's about to let you know what you can do trying to listen to audio versions.
Join a Discord. If you're trying to listen to audio versions and you can't find them for whatever reason, if you're some kind of a peasant that uses some weird app that we're not on, join a Discord and harass us until we place the podcast in your obscure podcast listening platform. With that being said, like Justin said, Halloween's right around the corner. We're ready to go. I feel like now, too, Halloween lasts way longer than it ever lasted before. When I was a kid, Halloween was one day. Now I feel like Halloween's been going on for 2 weeks.
2 weeks at least.
At least. Are we super blown out, or is it just me? You know what it is? It's all this white now.
Nope, it's this TV. You've never seen this live on the monitor side, because we moved the monitor.
Oh, is that what it always looks like?
That's what it always looks like. Look at your phone. That's the true reference, because that's what the people see.
Okay, well, you know what? Now that I know that we look like this, I think we should go down on that. I think we're a little blown out. I think we're a little bright. We fix it later.
But not bright from what people see. Bright on our reference.
I think on my phone it looks bright to me. The main shot, I don't want to really get into it. This shot looks great. Side shots, excellent. This one right here, little.
I mean, that's a simple fix. It's a simple fix if you really want to fix it.
Yeah, are you gonna do it live?
You want me to do it live? Nah, should I do it live? Nah, I don't know if we're blown out. We're just going to let it rock.
100%.
We'll see.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, because we got too many things to talk about.
Too many damn things. So, where are we going to start? Let's see. There's a few things we got to address the elephant in the room, right? We got to address the elephant. Well, there's a couple elephants tonight. Tonight's an elephant in the room type of night.
There's multiple elephants in the room tonight.
There's big elephants, and it's not just me.
Mm-hmm.
With this dope costume. I know you guys love it. Can you guys guess who we are? Can you guys guess who we are? Whoever can guess who we are, put it in the chat.
Yeah, I hope this isn't one of those costumes where we have to explain it.
No, we better not. If we have to explain this to you, then you're a complete idiot.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to it. So there's a couple of elephants in the room. The first elephant being a pinstripe elephant. These goddamn Yankees and how they suck right now.
Dude, what is going on with the Yankees? Are they about to get swept? When the Mets didn't make it, I was upset. But I said to myself, at least the Yankees are in it, because New York needs a chip. Justin and I have talked about this before. We talked about it. New York hasn't had a chip in a long time in anything.
Nothing.
We haven't had a parade. There hasn't been a single car lit on fire in the honor of a championship win. in years. Not one lit on fire. Not a single car flipped in the name of champions.
Not a single car.
In the past, 10 years, dude? When was the last time we won anything? Jesus Christ, New York.
I'll tell you what. We definitely haven't even been in this World Series. The Yankees have not been in a World Series since 2009.
And the Mets haven't been in one since 2000. And they got beat by the Yankees.
Oh, my God. I know that's right, dude. Can we shout out how close we were to having another Subway Series, World Series? Yeah. 2 games away. The Mets were 2 games away. But now, as good as I'm seeing that the Dodgers really, really are, maybe the Mets should have, I don't know. They were the only ones that could have given him a run.
The Mets
was that one series. If they would, that's the only team that could have beat them. I don't know. The Yankees are struggling.
Dude, the Mets Dodgers, that was the World Series right there. Now we're just watching now we're watching these guys fight for a second and third. No. I hope they pull it together.
They have to pull it together. It's not about hope. It's about necessity. And I just want to see something. I got a gripe right now with Apple.
Okay.
Every now and then when you open your notes on Apple, it just opens blank like this, just a black screen.
No notes.
No notes. And then what you have to do is you have to close out the app. Let me not show anybody what's open on here. You're going to, then you can see the notes are back. Now it's back.
That would freak me out.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Of course, I've had many an anxiety attack thinking I lost an important thing I wrote for 3-4 hours or something. Yeah. But anyway, I digress. So we touched on the Yankees. Couple observations out in the wild that I've seen.
Okay.
Do you notice that people are disappearing on this Ozempic thing?
Oh, we're at that wave now where it's starting
results
to
time.
happen. Yeah, it's results season.
We're living in the after.
Yeah, 100%.
Of Ozempic.
Yeah.
We are right now living in the after. We spent a lot of years living in the before Ozempic. Yeah, we're on the other photo now. We are absolutely on the other photo now, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. People look completely different. People's energy is different. Have you seen any women that have been on Ozempic yet?
Oh, there's a lot of things out here that have leveled up.
Their entire vibe is different.
Yeah, well, because they're happy now.
Yeah, the ones that used to complain on a grocery store line, they let you in now. They're just like, oh, why don't you come on in? Hair done. It's like, wait a minute. I don't know about this. You were supposed to get mad that I left my dog in the car.
Nah, not anymore.
No.
Not anymore. Keep that dog in that car. She's got a new motto. You know what it is? Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. As somebody who's been habitually on a diet for the past many, many, many years, I will tell you, my weight fluctuates like a 14-year-old girl. And I know what they're feeling. You know what I'm saying? I've been there. You know what I'm saying? I've been there when you crushed it. I didn't do mine through Ozempic. I did mine the old-fashioned way. I starved myself like a real boy. That's how these guys don't got no fucking heart. That's why they're not willing to do what it takes. I was doing what it took. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, sacrifices.
Sacrifices. I'm talking about a single steak and 3 avocados a day.
Yo, that's not only losing weight the OG way. It's going a little keto.
Yeah. Oh,
you were going a little keto.
Dude, I was a keto master, bro. I got gout. That's how keto I was.
Oh my God.
I got gout. That's how ketosis. I had ketosis crystallizing in my joints. All right. So I don't want to hear it. No, but yeah, I think you were saying like the glow up. I think they're happy. But what my biggest thing is, this is like, remember when lap band became big, or the gastric bypass when it was like popularized, like maybe like 7 years ago. People started getting it more regularly. You started to see it more mainstream. I don't know what happened, but something happened.
People started getting sick from it.
No.
So they slowed it down.
What I'm saying is that when it popped up, I don't know what made it pop up 7 years ago.
They just finally had the nerve to try it on humans.
Oh, okay.
That's the kind of thing. They finally had the nerve to switch it over to the human experiments.
So when it came out, it was like, I think it had a similar effect to the way like Ozempic came out, where people were like super excited and they were very positive, and nobody wanted to talk about even the possibilities of any negatives, because it's such a it's like revolutionary. It's like, oh my God, it's what many people want, right? The ability to lose weight or look a certain way and not put in any work at all. You know, who doesn't want that? So I could understand the allure behind it, but now that we're in the after, even further after that, we learned so much, dude. We learned that you talked about this earlier when we weren't on air, but it's you need the lifestyle change, right? If you continue to consume the way you consumed before you had the surgery, like inevitably you're going to get back to where you were. And like we got to see that. We lived in a lifetime where we got to see people lose 200 pounds and then gain 250.
Yep. It's inevitable. It's the only way to do it. And plus you can get sick and stuff with all this stuff. Like especially if you don't change your lifestyle, but you get like a gastric sleeve or something like that and you continue to eat the way you were, there's other things. There's scary things that happen. Nasty things like dumping syndrome and stuff. Imagine your burger getting thrown into you like your intestines before your stomach gets a hold of it.
It's still a burger, right? So
Pretty
it comes
much.
out like a burger.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like stuff with skipping steps, you know? But anyway, what am I talking about? Let's get back to it.
But I'm curious to see what happens with Ozempic, essentially, is what I'm getting at. I'm curious to see, all right, well, what's going to happen here? Like, what's going to happen to all you guys? Because you can't be on it forever, right? Once you lose the weight, you get off of it.
It's tricky because it seems to be showing like metabolic and endocrine side effects and stuff like that, and also issues with your gut. It's causing things. It's been, you know, there have been cases reported allegedly of stomach paralysis and stuff like that, just GI problems. Like it's causing issues that, you know, really don't seem related to it. But yeah, it is. Also causes a dip in blood sugar and stuff like that because it's, you know, it's got parts of it that are, you know, it's really designed for diabetes. Mm-hmm. You know, there's just, whenever you play with your endocrine system, whenever you play with your, you know, with your hormones, whenever you play with stuff like that, you're playing a dangerous game. That stuff controls everything. You know, that's just, I don't know. I just wish people would stop doing that. It's a lot easier to do it other ways. And for that reason, getting back to your point, I don't think you can come off of it because of, you know, the type of stuff that it starts to affect. It's one of those kind of long-term things, even though it's not presented that way. According to Dr. Casey Means and Callie Means, they actually touched on that exact part. Go ahead.
I'm super surprised. I know we end up down this Ozempic rabbit hole at least, you know, once a month, but in the past couple of months, I find it interesting that now I'm seeing advertisements on like getting it. Like you remember when medical cannabis came out and you started to see ads like for telehealth services so you can get your medical cannabis card?
Yes, it became like a kind of an online thing, and people were competing to see who could, you know, get the most people to clear.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like 100% odds. You know, you know you have night blindness. Come see us. So I'm starting to see that for Ozempic.
Yeah.
Like advertisements for people like, oh, you know, see a doctor right now, live, get Ozempic. And it's like, that's crazy. It shouldn't really be. There's not, I think I seen a statistic the other day that said like, oh, there's only like, is this true? Damn, I wish Twiz was here. There's only like a certain amount of countries that allow like pharmaceuticals to advertise.
As far as I know, I think it's 2. I think it's the U.S. and New Zealand.
Yes, I believe that's a statistic I heard. So because the truth is like, I shouldn't know what to get. Like, I'm not the one that's, someone needs, it should be a doctor to tell me, hey, you need this. Like, why are you trying to pitch me this?
I don't like any medicine commercials because after every pharmaceutical commercial at the end, it tells you to ask your doctor.
Yeah.
Ask your doctor about Ozempic. Why am I asking him?
Yeah, you just told me it's the shit. This lady's holding the dog. She looks phenomenal.
Yeah, that guy in a canoe, unreal.
Yeah, am I going to get a golden retriever at the end of this?
Yeah, and do I live like perpetually in slow motion? And shit is that.
Dude, the commercials for pharmaceuticals are crazy, especially the antidepressants. The
Yo.
antidepressants people are having the most mild good time you have ever seen. It's never anything that's like anxiety driven. It's always like something very mild, but a good time. Like they're playing shuffleboard. Like it's always something super mild, but very entertaining.
Yeah. Bro, it's to me what you really gotta look at is, you ever see those commercials for those meds that are for like PrEP, they call it? It's for people that have HIV, but so that they can like hide it and like it's like crazy.
They show like guys in the crowd, and then the camera pans to them, and the guy winks.
Yeah, dude. Yo, I'm not kidding. They're like, yo, virtually, they're like, be undetectable. And
Yeah.
stuff. So
Oh
it's
my
like,
God.
Yeah. They're like, you can't spread it. The way they pitch it is like that. It helps you not give it to anybody. But dude,
God,
they have the most diverse people in these commercials.
Oh,
like,
I could imagine.
Like unrealistic diversity. Like it'll be like some kind of like a dude in a wheelchair with like face paint on or something like that, with like this businessman from like Wall Street. They're like walking down the street. It's like the most ridiculous combinations of people and then all they talk about is how they're going to hide their HIV from each other.
Oh, I could imagine. There's a guy at a nightclub with a drink, buying a lady a drink, and he's like looking at the camera like nobody knows.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's the craziest thing. I'm like, what? I'm like, do you have to like disclose your honest? I mean, not that somebody would be giving somebody like a test on the spot and be like, here, prick your finger, put it on this thing. You know what I mean? But I just wonder, like, what does that mean? That it's like, what does that mean? You're like undetectable. I don't get it. What are you thinking? Like, what is that?
It means that you remember Harry Potter when he got the cloak, when he was like invisible? Yeah, that's like a cloak for your AIDS, which is crazy, right? I mean, I'm not like a big like STDs are crazy in general, but AIDS is one. I don't think we should tag anybody or put like symbols on them. Because if you don't disclose and you give somebody it, it's a big deal, right?
I think it can almost be a crime.
Exactly.
Remember when Roberto Alomar was like getting in mad trouble for that?
Did you hear
He's
about
a baseball player. And like his wife was like, I think she like sued him or something because he had it, but had he had relations with her multiple times, like post dating his test, but she was like, by some miracle, she didn't get it.
Well,
she didn't get it.
In most recent news,
damn, that's alleged. We need a fact checker. We need a fact checker.
Everything we say is alleged. Don't listen to anything we say. None of it is facts.
This entire show is alleged.
Satire.
Continue.
In most recent news, there is a adult entertainer named Gucci Third Leg,
He didn't have anything. No way.
You talk about young Gucci Third Leg, who is now being accused by the adult industry of spreading some kind of herpes through the industry.
I guess allegedly. What do they call that? Like a hazard of the job? What is that? That's like getting asbestos on a construction site. It's like, all right, we'll pay you settlement.
So, I don't know. I seen an interview with a woman who claimed to have gotten said disease from him. But what I'm saying is that essentially, I'm not saying we slap a star on anybody. I'm just saying that it's just an interesting thing. It's like, man, because if they do, I don't know. We didn't sign up to talk about this tonight. But it is a crime, right? If you got it and you give it to me, knowing you got it, and then don't disclose it, and you give it to me, do you get in trouble for that? And listen, if you don't, I'm not even calling for it. I don't want no beef.
Yeah, all right, guys. Yeah. Gucci tray leg.
Yeah. Those girls should have did a better inspection.
Yeah, I mean, they should have just, listen, if you sign up for something in the contract, ladies, when you go to sign it, it says you're going to be doing a scene with a dude named Gucci
Third leg,
Gucci third leg.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Come on. You knew what you were getting into. I almost say like,
No, but you know what? All jokes aside, these things stay with you forever. It's not like, the classic gonorrhea, shot in the ass, you fucking, you're out for a week and then you're back in the game.
All right, Gucci. We're giving you enough.
Yeah,
attention here, Gucci. What we got to do is kind of switch topics here to the real elephant in the room.
Okay.
Do you know the elephant I'm referring to?
No, there's so many elephants to talk about tonight.
We passed the pinstripe elephant.
Yes.
Now we're on to the red, white, and blue, but a different red, white, and blue elephant.
Ah, yes.
We got to get on the Puerto Rico topic, of course.
Yes.
With Tony Hinchcliffe.
Sir, Tony Hinchcliffe, my guy, who we paid money to go see live. We went to your show.
And it wasn't cheap.
Wasn't cheap. United Puerto Ricans supporting you.
Latinos for Tony.
That's what we said when we were walking in. I remember you said it to me.
Yeah. Remember?
I remember.
We almost got tatted.
Mm-hmm.
So now, we've gotten to a point where this guy, if you're not familiar with Tony Hinchcliffe, he hosts a show on YouTube and on multiple platforms called Kill Tony, which we discussed previously. Go watch that episode. He spoke at the Donald Trump rally yesterday at Madison Square Garden. And for some reason that I can't quite figure out, he decided to make a joke, an off-color joke, that didn't even play like a joke, but he had some words to say about Puerto Rico. And what he said was along the lines of, there's a floating island of garbage out in the ocean. I think he said out in the Atlantic. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Yeah. I'm not really too sure how I feel about that. Because I'll have my take on it. What say you?
Oh, geez. You're going to make me go first?
You want me to go first?
No, I'll go first. I don't mind. I don't think he should have been there, first of all. Right? Second of all, it wasn't the first, racially driven joke that he made that night.
Absolutely not.
I think that the media is really taking this one and running with it. I didn't think it was funny when he said it. And I know funny. And if it was funny, I would have said, it's a fucked up thing to say, but at least it was funny, right? I don't think it was funny. He made another joke. He made a black joke earlier where he was referring to a guy in the crowd and said that, oh, he's my friend. We were carving watermelons earlier. He said that to a guy in the crowd. So it wasn't like his first joke of the night. It wasn't like the crazy I don't think it's what everybody's clipping that one section and making it out to be. I think the entire thing was kind of fueled with his brand of humor, which involves racist jokes. I think that for the most part, I usually don't mind his jokes, and not that I necessarily was offended by this one. I just didn't think it was funny. So when a joke doesn't land, it's almost if it's funny, we could excuse it and be we could laugh it off. But it's difficult to laugh this one off because it wasn't even funny.
I don't think it was funny at all, not because of the whole Puerto Rican thing, just because I think it was just not a good joke. So, it didn't play as a joke. It didn't read as a joke. So we know as people that consume comedy, we go to shows, we watch shows, we've been watching comedy for a long time. There are types of jokes that are intended to not be funny, right? There are some that are just intentionally abrasive, which is what he does. That's his humor. He's intentionally abrasive to all groups.
Yep.
And that's why I don't understand why he was cleared to talk there anyway by Trump's team. It makes me wonder, was there some agreement that Tony broke at the last minute for whatever reason? Because I highly doubt that they were say whatever you want up there.
Yeah.
So, either he broke some kind of contract or some kind of premise that they were going to stick to, or I think he did it on purpose.
He's the only one that wins from this.
I think he did it on purpose without either one considering on purpose. By on purpose, I mean, it seems like a sabotage to me. It's very weird. He's a smart guy. He's not somebody that's going to completely be that illiterate at reading the room
Oh, you think that it was deliberate from not, but from the perspective of him like trying to get clout, like making a big moment for his own career?
No, I think making a big moment to damage the momentum of Donald Trump.
But I think he's like an avid Trump supporter.
It's weird to me. There's no way that he doesn't recognize the backlash that would have on Donald Trump. That would be because everybody's already running with it that it wasn't even Tony. They don't care that it was Tony Hinchcliffe that said it. A lot of people are pushing it toward Trump agrees with these views.
Yes.
By having this person.
Yeah, the reality is that most people don't even know who Tony Hinchcliffe is.
No.
My mother sent it to me, and she's
Yeah.
like, you see what this guy said? And I was kind of like, yeah, he fucked up.
They're calling him a speaker at the rally on these news pieces. They're not even referring to the fact that he's a comedian, let alone the fact that he's an abrasive comedian that does this kind of content. He writes for roasts. Mm-hmm. That's what he does. So that's why it's weird that they would book him, number one. Number two, if they did book him under some understanding, why would he violate like that? You know?
Think that,
and in New York, like the Mecca of Puerto Ricans, you can even hear him. It even was dead in the building. Not that it just got killed online.
Yeah. I think that, now that you're saying this out loud, there is that like slight possibility that he did this as like to go viral.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't think he's going viral for the right reason, right? Because there's viral, but then there's viral like Ari Shaffir when he said those terribly distasteful comments about Kobe Bryant. I think that really hurt the trajectory of his career. Like he could have been, I think Ari Shaffir, with the exposure he was continuously having on Joe Rogan and stuff, I think he could be a much bigger comedian than he is right now. Much bigger.
I think that like people's personalities dictate their ability to bounce back from certain things, and I don't think that Ari has like the personality that's so likable that he could come back from something like that, and that's why it's difficult for people to kind of tolerate him now, as opposed to Tony, who, his demographic, like, I don't think it aligns with like. I don't think he's got a bunch of Puerto Ricans in his demographic enough for him to be like, worry about taking a hit from them, and also it's a viral moment. The people who like him will already like him. This will definitely bring more fans to him. It'll bring more publicity to him and his show. And, he was live last night with the Kill Tony Vegas show. And I felt like he had even more people in there than he normally does. Like, if anything, he's, like I said, I think he's the only one that benefits from this. I think that it looks poorly on Trump if he went there to truly endorse Trump or to, try to convince his audience to vote for Trump. He might have gotten his audience, but then he lost even more people.
Yeah, I think you know what I'm just realizing? I feel like he wrote that for who the internet says the Trump supporter is.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He wrote that to the character of the Trump supporter and how it's portrayed online.
Yeah. Damn.
Like just the super uber racist, like crazy, that when, in my experience, that's rarely the case.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Right? Am I wrong? Like,
it's possible. But is he that dumb?
He can't be that out of touch, right? That's what I keep telling myself. I'm like, this guy cannot be that out of touch. He's not that dumb to not understand where he is and to not understand that, that how strong Puerto Rico is, not only in New York, but Puerto Rico is pretty widely accepted by a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's, we're blessed that that's the case, so there's defense coming from all over the place.
Did you see his response?
If it's the one, it was like a tweet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, where he was talking about Tim Waltz, like how, take a joke or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was I vacation Puerto Rico often.
Yeah, I don't know if you should anymore, man. I mean, I looked at the comments on his last, his pinned post up there, which is like his monologue when he was clowning, I think, Tom Brady. It's like a pinned portion of that show up in the left-hand corner, the first post. And every post on there was not nice stuff with like Puerto Rican flags attached to it.
What's up, Ian? So real quick, I think that what you said before about him going up there and maybe breaking the rules is also likely because wasn't there an incident within the roast where they told him he couldn't do something and he did it anyways?
Tom Brady. Tom Brady said something. Tom Brady said that, or he said something to Tom Brady that he wasn't supposed to say, and Tom Brady actually confronted him low-key on stage, according to Tony Hinchcliffe. He tells a story that he wasn't supposed to say something, I think, specific about, I want to say it was Bob Kraft.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he wasn't supposed to make jokes about him, and if I remember the story correctly, and he said he did. And Tom Brady, remember what he said? Like, Tom Brady came up to him and, like, whispered in his ear, like, don't say that. Like, don't say that shit again, or something like that, which was, I found that to be pretty real. That's some real shit.
But if he used that, like, he utilized that moment to, gain the popularity on a show like that. With a platform like this, it wouldn't be crazy to think that he would use this platform as well to try to, up his popularity.
But how selfish is that? How alienating is that to a particular group that could have actually jumped on board with you and watched you? You know what I mean? It's like,
but it's on brand for him.
Yeah, but it's on brand for him, but it's not. I think it stunts him staying in that space.
No,
like, he can't go Joe Rogan now. Maybe that's not his goal, but he could never go, that big. And to me, the implications it could potentially have. There's a lot of people that are, that are going to take this really to heart. I mean, my phone from Puerto Rico, the house phone, and my mom's phone was going crazy.
Oh my God, dude.
It was going crazy.
My dad's been going nuts on Facebook, dude.
So
I keep getting all these articles sent to me from my mother.
Yeah. I'm telling you, dude, WAPA was on at my mom's house before I came here.
They were talking about it?
WAPA was on, which is the news network of Puerto Rico, and they were talking about him. He was on the headlines.
Jeez.
But
also, like I said, I don't know. It is
So let's tie it up. So do you think that this was more so what they expected of him? Or do you think that this is something he intentionally did to, one, either get attention on himself, or two, to sabotage Donald Trump in a way?
I think that he did it, the latter, not the final one, but with the intention to, like, boost his own career, to gain a viral moment. He's not that tone deaf. He knows he's in New York. He knows there's a lot of Puerto Ricans here. He knows that, like, one of these jokes are going to get picked up. He has to know that one of these jokes, whether it was the one he said about carving the watermelon, or the Puerto Rico's trash, or he made other jokes besides those two. He knew that one of those was going to sting, and it was going to go up, and it was going to go viral. I don't think he might have known the negative repercussions it was going to have on Trump, but I don't even think he would have thought about it. I think it's like, we talk about all the time how, the drug of clout.
Damn, do you think, I'm going deep now, tinfoil hat type shit. Do you think that it's possible that this was just a major league stunt in a way to, let me use my glove hand, in a way to kind of push the First Amendment even harder? Like, I don't care what it is. I'm doubling down on the fact that you're allowed to say what you want. This is my freedom of speech. Like, I don't care who it affects. I don't care what it does. Like, this is what comedy is. Comedy is the last frontier of free speech. You think he just went up on this hill and took all these arrows?
Not the fucking time and place, dude. If that is why he's not, I don't think the comedian world would receive that well. They would probably tell him, hey, dude, not fucking right now. Because I don't think that the general public will receive that well, and it would make comedy as a whole look poor.
Wow, you think this is big enough to reflect poorly on the entire industry of comedy?
If the tinfoil hat theory would be correct, yeah, I think it would negatively affect the industry. But I also don't like. I mean, it's that's a we're digging deep for that one. I'm there with you.
Because I'm thinking, I'm like, because I know, because stand up is pretty much the last form of free speech.
Yeah, but the only people talking about that are them.
Only if you're not, like, paying attention. If you sit and actually think about all the industries, that's the only place.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, is that most people aren't really. I think that's like comedy fans and comedians are the only ones that have that realization or even come to that conclusion. Or I think that other people don't really even care to think about it. Like it doesn't.
I don't think that's true. I give the people more credit than that. I think people realize how important it is.
I just think that if you ask people on the street, like they would agree with you, but they wouldn't. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, I never thought about that." But yeah, I guess that's like the only thing where people can say whatever they want. You know, it's something that everybody may agree with you on, but no, like most people just haven't really thought about it. You know, because even me, I've only thought about it because I heard it on a comedian's podcast. You know, I've heard other comedians talk about it, and then when they said it, I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, that's probably it's probably true."
Yeah,
I mean, those are the only people. And there might be another career field where people are out there and they're like, you know, no, I do this and I could say whatever I want to. I just never know. I don't know. But yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I think I agree with you. But whatever.
I don't know. But Tony, I wish you would have talked to somebody. I wish you would have called somebody. I wish you would have had a conversation, because if this wasn't intentional, I'm sure Joe Rogan called you.
He said bad news bears, buddy.
I guarantee Joe Rogan called him after that and was like, yo, bro. Like, what was that? You know, do you think like, I feel like Joe Rogan is like the godfather of comedy. I feel like people, the majority of comedians that are comedians have some kind of connection to him.
Tony definitely does. And I think he might have got a text from him for sure.
Yeah.
Not to stray far away from Mr. Hinchcliffe and his defamatory actions.
What do you got?
It's 7:50. Mm-hmm. I know we got some videos you wanted to pull up.
We do. These are two of my last topics here.
All right.
So, I guess we could go. Do you want to switch? You want to pivot over to sports?
Hard pivot
to sports. So, a lot of people have been commemorated, especially recently. People have been commemorated with statues, with sculptures, whatever. Allen Iverson got one recently. Kobe got one pretty recently. The list goes on. Rocky Balboa, all right, whoever you want to talk about. A lot of people have statues made of them. So they made one recently for a very, popular Miami Heat player. Now he's known in the public a little more so, less for basketball, more for his family life. And that's Mr. Dwayne Wade. So he was honored, right?
Yeah.
He was honored with a statue. But we've had some issues with some statues. Like, who's the other guy?
I was just thinking, I remember there must have been like 100 episodes ago, we were talking about somebody else who had a statue
Ronaldo.
made for them. Was that who it was?
Yeah, where he looked like he was melting.
It was so bad.
Bro, it was so bad. So we've got some competition for that one now. The greatest thing is Ronaldo pretended he liked his.
Yes.
Dwayne Wade's reaction is a little bit different.
Nope. A little more keeping it real.
All right. So what video is this? Because we actually have the video of the unveiling of the statue when it seems like he first sees it.
Video 3.
Video 3. Let's go. Okay. Dwayne Wade.
Does he look like Thanos?
Look at his face. Look at his face. He got his whole family at home watching this.
He's
so
getting
his
close.
kids will watch this. I'm telling you right now. What do you think? What do you think he said before he left the house to his girl, to his wife?
You think that's the first time he's seen this? Right, it has to be.
It looks like his reaction looks like it's the unveiling.
Yeah, dude, that's not good.
No, it's not good at all.
It's bad.
I don't know who it looks like, but it's not him.
He looks like, it just looks like a character, right? It looks like somebody from a movie that they made up. They shouldn't have tried to go with something with so much detail. It was like him, like, it's like, no, like, why don't you just, give him a pose? You know?
Why don't they? That looks like AI did that with a 3D printer.
You think they...
Right? Like AI tried to make Dwayne Wade.
I hate to say AI would have did a better job than that.
I don't think so. You ever see AI art?
That's somebody's interpretation of what Dwayne Wade looks like.
Dude, AI's interpretation of it. I'm telling you, bro. I would not
least AI uses like real pictures of him. This looks like somebody like who... Somebody's cousin looks like Dwayne Wade, and they were just like, "Yo, just stand there for me, bro. We can't get Dwayne." We can't get Dwayne to sit here for 6 months while we sculpt him out.
That looked like a dry run of Dwayne Wade with an extra chromosome.
Bro, why do they?
He just got smoked on PlayStation.
Why do they? That's very funny. Why are they so good at wax statues, but so bad at whatever this copper shit is? What is that? Nickel? I don't know what adamantium. I don't know what fucking metal that is, but it doesn't lend itself well to carving like people in action.
It's the only metal you can melt down and put through a 3D printer.
Is that what
for AI to use?
Dude, are they doing that? Is there a smelting process? Is that like a mold? They smelted this into. That's not a mold, right? This has got to be something. No way.
I don't know. That might be a good idea. They might have just carved something of him, made a mold of it, and then poured that into it.
This is like the metal fleshlight of statues.
Yes, exactly.
They molded him up.
Exactly.
Dude, if that's a mold, that's terrible, dude.
Yo, all I'm saying is, do you ever look at AI art? Have you ever seen it, like AI art of hands and stuff? Do you notice how they can't ever get certain things right?
There's often like errors in AI art, yeah.
It's weird errors that humans don't make.
Correct.
It makes them look like non-human. It makes them not look alive.
Yeah.
You know, that right there doesn't resemble him. It doesn't give the vibe of him. It gives none of that. Even the jersey, if he didn't have a jersey on, like with the number 3, with the same exact year jersey, all that kind of stuff, when you only know Dwayne Wade, because let's be honest, nobody really knows Dwayne Wade's career except mainly when he had that Miami stint.
Yeah.
You know, with the big 3, I should say, because he played with them for a while. But the big 3, him, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh. But yeah, I don't know, man. I felt for him when he saw it. He even said it himself. He was like, yo, when he was like, thank you guys so much, he said, who's that guy? Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Damn, I wish we had that part of the video.
That's
I should have had that, man.
I really now I'm starting to wonder what the process behind getting that puppy is. Is it a mold? You think it's a mold? You think they 3D print it and then they make a mold out of that printing?
That the only way that I think it could be that off and not looking like him is if it had been created by AI.
No, dude, that's crazy. Dude, people been fucking things up way before AI ever existed.
Yeah, but there's no reason why a guy with a marble slab and a chisel with nothing was doing a better job 1,000 years ago than we're even coming close to now. How is that possible?
It's impossible that AI just did this and then put it out. Like, at the end of the day, even if it was a complete AI project, there's some mamau that had to wheel this fucking thing out of the room it was made in.
Yeah,
you know?
no.
There's some asshole that looked at it and it was like, yup, Dwayne Wade. Somebody looked at that, right? Said, this looks like Dwayne Wade. And then he brought it to his boss, right? And then they brought it to a panel of other people who also, they had to look at it and say, yes, definitely Dwayne Wade. Let's put it out. The city fucking council. This is like when Trump introduced Nicki Jam. Who was it? Nicki Jam or Bad Bunny?
Nicki Jam.
And he was like, she's hot. She's hot. That's what this is like. Whoever they had do this, never seen Dwayne Wade. Let's keep it a stack, bro. Dude, if you were there, if you were hired there to do anything, to fix a faucet, right? And you walk past this, you'd be like, hey, I don't know. Do any of you, if you see like the rendering, you would be like, hey, I don't know if anybody knows this, but that doesn't look like Dwayne Wade. And they'd be like, what are you saying? And like, you'd have to tell them. Like, that's how fucked up this is.
Yeah, but you're leaving out big extenuating circumstances in this process. There are people involved that need to keep their jobs, that have to meet deadlines, that have to do stuff, which can throw this completely off. There's budgets that need to happen. You don't think that guy went to his boss and said, yo, this looks like shit. And the guy's like, I told you to turn it in on Thursday. It's too late to show us tomorrow. All the ad time is booked. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Dwayne Wade could only be in town for one day. Like, there's certain stuff that you can't get around in these processes. And he's like, all right, let's put up another $300,000 to get a new statue. And he's like, oh, I can't. I blew it in Vegas. I thought we were going to make the money back. Goddamn. You know, he's like, I blew the money. What do you mean? The budget money. I always spend it. And then I replace it with my own money when they pay me my quarterly check. Like, there was something going on that where they had to say, you know what? We got to meet the deadline. We have no choice. We have to put something out. You know, they're like, Brad is expecting a statue by the 5th. We have to get him the statue.
If that's the truth, maybe they just got to like the neck and they would just throw any head on there.
Yeah, maybe there was different guys. Maybe the guy that was working on the head, they're like, he's good. Leave him alone. Give him a little time. He likes to show up the day before the event, and it's always perfect.
Yeah, he's a union member.
He went on a bender or something like that, and he did the whole process. You know, it is AI, what I mean. Let me be specific. So this guy did sculpt it. Yeah, whatever.
I think
the mock-up is done by them, and then somebody else does it, like the drawing of it, the representation of it, and then a person does it somehow.
I don't think AI had to do anything with it, and I also will say something. A very popular term amongst in technology. It's garbage in and garbage out, right? So a good tool will work well.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You can't polish a turd.
You know,
type of deal.
there's got to be the AI that Elon Musk probably uses to do calculations for him isn't the same one if these guys use AI to make the statue, which is not my belief, that they will use. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Fair enough. But it's terrible. It's terrible.
It's bad. I just don't want to blame technology, you know?
All right. So we'll just blame a shitty sculptor instead.
That's some cabrons fault, bro.
Yeah.
That's fucking Tony Hinchcliffe's behind that too, I think, honestly.
Tony Hinchcliffe said, ChatGPT, make me a Puerto Rican. Build me a Puerto Rican basketball player.
Now,
but it's Dwayne Wade.
I don't care. You know what? Combine them. Put them both together. I want them both.
You know what? Make them yell. I want them yelling.
Dude, they made him vascular and shit. I don't know.
Anyways, we got one more sports story that I want to end with.
All right, let's hear it.
So every time you go out to an event, you go out to a bar, you go out to a space, a restaurant, you're out with your girl, you're out. You know, sometimes you'll see people arguing. You know, sometimes men even speaking disrespectfully to other men. Mm-hmm. And it makes you think, like, this may escalate to a fight.
Yeah.
Right? I think a lot of times people are way too quick to escalate a situation to a fight.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I think that people keep on upping the ante with each other. And when you don't recognize when a fight is going to happen, or you just have this false confidence about getting yourself into a fight, it's never good for anybody, especially you as the person thinking that, you know, that you have the upper hand in a fight. Mm-hmm. So there's a football game that just took place. And there were two gentlemen that appeared to get into it. It was at the Bills game. They seemed to get into it in the crowd. Now, one guy has some, you know, better leverage in terms of where they were positioned than the other guy. They get nasty with each other, but there's a little lesson to be learned in this because nobody was hurt into making it his video. But, yeah, let's take a look at it. What video are we on? It's on video what?
It's on video 1.
Video 1. That did not sound confident to me.
No,
Let's see.
Video
Bang.
1.
So here you go. And this just happened. My man does not look concerned. Why is that? Why is that? That's undefeated boxer, Misael Rodriguez. Now, I don't know about you, but when you are involved in something, I'll let it rock. This is why you can't just pick a fight out in the street. Look at this dude's highlights. I think he's 14-0 with 7 knockouts. 14-0, I think, with 7 knockouts, bro.
You know, I could tell when the way he was like smiling, like you could he was too calm. I was like, this guy's a killer. I didn't know who he was when I seen the video when you sent it to me at first, but like the set, you could see it in him. You could see it in his swag. You
could see that he knows how to just get busy.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why you can't just go around picking fights with people. This is not 1980 anymore.
Yeah.
You know, a third of the bar is a blue belt or a purple belt or something like that. When you go to the pub, like half the bar, there's like 6 cage fighters peppered in. Wherever you're out now, you're with your girl at a restaurant, just be easy. There's somebody in there that's going to leg lock you or is going to elbow you into next Thursday and have you eaten through a straw.
Yeah, there's this weird thing. I know we talked about it before about like men and our like weird perception. Like, this is a great example of a guy who literally, like, he's fought probably 6 days a week for a couple hours a day, for the past 20 years. And like, you think that you're going to challenge him to a fight?
Yeah.
This guy fights every single day.
Yeah. And that's the thing is these people live among us. They live among us. These pro guys. Like, that guy's at a football game, thinks he's about to just yoke up or knock out some guy that he's in a disagreement with in the crowd of a football game.
Yeah, that other guy thinks he's going to knock somebody out. He's not. And the truth is like, this guy's a pro. There's plenty of guys who aren't pros who are just versus a guy who doesn't fight at all.
Yeah.
Who would do the same thing,
Who are dangerous. Right? Like a guy might not be pro. He might be, he might be the third best guy at his local rec center.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, against some dude that's 3 beers, 4 beers deep at a football game, he might as well be De La Hoya.
Even if that guy had no beers in him, this guy spars 3 days a week. You know what I'm saying?
100%, dude.
And this guy, he's just wolfing. It's like, dude, just calm down. Yeah. Have a good time.
Dude was getting all in his face, so aggressive. I'm like, God, the Lord blessed you that day. He looked at that guy. Bro, he reacted?
Who?
The boxer.
What did he say?
Bro, guys in the gym, they were showing him this video. I don't know how real this was, but it was crazy if this was real. The video I saw was this guy asking him, he's like, yo, what's up with you? What happened to this guy in the video? Yo, he said, I don't know why he was acting like that, and the guy's like, well, what do you think? Why do you think he was so mad? He said, I don't know. Maybe the chicken was cold.
That's not funny. Don't laugh.
I said, is this real? I'm like,
He said
if this is real, bro, I'm telling you, I'm gonna pull it up. I gotta find it. Matter of fact, let me see. I'm gonna fact check myself. All right, let me take off this. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Yo. Hold on.
That's just as distasteful as Tony's joke.
Yo.
If I can't tolerate one, I'm not gonna tolerate the other.
All right, hold on. Talk to the people for me.
Oh, I gotta talk to the what's up, people. Yeah, you shouldn't do that to me, man. Don't put me on the spot like that. It doesn't feel good.
I'll put it on both of us.
There we go. No, but I think the whole entire thing, it's so funny to see these things because, and I'm glad everybody else gets to see it too, because it really puts things in perspective. People, men specifically, have like the weirdest idea of like their ability to like, once I see red, dude, it's like people are crazy.
Okay, so here we go. Wait a minute. I'm looking here that within the last 12 hours, they posted that he responds and confirms it was not him in that video.
Oh!
Says it was not him in this video.
Fake news!
Hang on a second.
Fake news!
Hang on a second. Hang on here.
Yes, you got everything. So what happened here? Why was this guy so mad?
I don't know. Maybe the chicken must go.
But guy, hey Chino, but look, if you look at this guy, he doesn't even look. That's my video. He doesn't even look like you.
If I was there, me and Chino would have jumped in.
But the guy doesn't look like Chino. Chino, this look like you? Yes or no?
I think a little bit.
The other guy looks like who's like that guy? William.
So it's not even him?
Wow, so it might not even be him. This video is being reported by sports channels.
I'm on a roller coaster of emotions.
Dude, this is being reported. I saw this reported on a sports channel after I saw it online. That's crazy. See, but that's why we fact check. So I don't know. It might not be real.
Or he's trolling.
Yeah, or he's trolling. But damn, that's it. Look, we're just past the hour.
And that's it?
We're just past the hour. So I guess we'll wrap it up.
Take us out of here, Jack.
All right, guys, let me get my glove on. So I'm saying it's Halloween week. You know, tomorrow's Mischief Night. Make sure you put all your cameras on outside because, you know, people get stupid on Mischief Night. So just everybody be safe. Thank you guys for checking into the Masters of None podcast, episode 220. And hopefully you can watch the video version right here on YouTube. Hopefully you're live right now and you're in the chat and you're helping us out and getting involved. But if you're not, the least we ask for is that you guys subscribe to the channel. We've been looking at the percentages, and the percentages don't really match the views. You know, we have people watching our content that aren't subscribed to the channel, and it would really help us out if you guys did subscribe to the channel. You can also hit the thumbs up on your way out. Make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you never miss a single episode every time we go live. And if you can't watch the video version, we want everybody to check us out on all audio podcast platforms. But if you don't find us on your favorite audio podcast listening platform, Berto, please tell the people.
Join the Discord. Join the Discord and harass us until we place our podcast on your obscure podcast listening platform.
That's what we got. So thank you guys so much. And we out.
Yeah.
Oye, te hablo desde la prisión. Wilson Manyoma. Hormona.
I swear I saw sport. I'm pretty sure I saw Barstool Sports post that.
It might be him.